watching AYV Television.
I run a small logistics company. Every cent counts. I didn't think I needed a fuel card until I got the Cornex fuel card. Now, I track exactly how much fuel my fleet uses, in real time. And when my wife or kids need fuel, no cash, no stress. It's safe, accepted nationwide, and I control how much goes on each card. At the end of the month, I see the savings, real savings. Cornex fuel card. I didn't know I needed it. Now, I can't run my business or family without it. Fuel smart, live smart. Visit any Cornex filling station to sign off, or any Cornex office to get your card. Across Sierra Leone, more people are asking the same question. Why buy fuel anywhere else when Cornex gives you more? Professionally trained attendants who know service matters. Cornex fuel. A liter is a liter every single time. And when it's time to pay, easy. Pay with mobile money, Visa or MasterCard, or the Cornex fuel card. Clean restrooms, welcoming spaces. Every station, every time. Clean fuel, clean spaces, clear value. That's why Sierra Leone fuels with Cornex. Cornex retail outlets. Always clean, always professional, always for you. Fuel smart. Visit any of our Cornex stations nationwide for your quality fuel and lubricants today.
Do you know you can transfer money, buy airtime, and pay all your utility bills in just a minute? You can have access to your account anytime, anywhere. Welcome to the world of fast and easy. GT Wall. With the GT Wall, you can transfer money from one GT Co account to another, pay utility bills, get account statements, get airtime, and check your balance. With GT Wall, you can buy Ether anytime, anywhere. You can go to App Store or Play Store on your iPhone and Android devices, download the app, and enjoy. GT Co. Wouldn't you rather bank with us?
I run a small logistics company. Every cent counts. I didn't think I needed a fuel card until I got the Cornex fuel card. Now, I track exactly how much fuel my fleet uses, in real time. And when my wife or kids need fuel, no cash, no stress. It's safe, accepted nationwide, and I control how much goes on each card. At the end of the month, I see the savings, real savings. Cornex fuel card. I didn't know I needed it. Now, I can't run my business or family without it. Fuel smart. Live smart. Visit any Cornex filling station to sign off, or any Cornex.
From our broadcasting house here on Wesley Street in Sierra Leone's capital, Freetown, this is Primetime News on AYV TV and radio. You're watching us on channel 33 and listening to us on frequency modulation 101.7 and on DSTV channel 399. I am Hannah Yankson. Let's start with tonight's headlines. President Julius Maada Bio engages all 190 paramount chiefs in Bo City. Parents in Freetown expressed mixed reactions over alleged payments of money to collect report cards. And we bring you updates on the launch of First in Country's Master's Program in Field Epidemiology in Sierra Leone. Hello and welcome from wherever. Parents in Freetown have expressed mixed reactions over what seems an alleged payment of money to collect report cards in schools. While a parent claimed he was asked to pay 100 leones each to collect report cards for his 4 children, another parent says she did pay to appreciate the teacher's good work. These concerns came after the Minister of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, Conrad Saki, spoke to AYV in relation to a press release they issued bearing stern warning against illegal collection of monies for report cards in schools. Let's watch.
The Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education has issued a strong warning to school authorities across the country against the illegal collection of money before releasing pupils' report cards. One parent claims he was asked to pay 100 leones for each of his 4 children before their report cards could be released.
100,000. The two people just don't take. The balance they not take it too. It's really stressful when you go team up somebody they charge you for say that this amount you forgive for let you take results for your picking. Like me now what happen also. I get 4 picking them where they go school where it's supposed to do something like that for. Together we they pay them 50 at times. We grumble over what is 3 particular on 100,000 they say. You can't tell me say Papa then say forgive 100,000. So if you go begin plan, say if you made them mina, you go certainly speaking this week. The other week, you prepare by when not chop money. Clean chop money in the house. Then when you do that, then they prepare, say, the host get for staff. Or go take a result for you picking the host the staff. Now one day, which parents, where then they go see? And madam, they when at the area at times, if you have like fire, but alone, at times, they read they talk, say this thing, they work, but they work. Nothing, they see Vienna.
Despite the ministry's directive, not all parents share the same view. Another parent says she voluntarily gave money to appreciate the efforts of her child's teacher.
Although me picking in school, we not get fixed price. Now I feel forgive the teacher. Because I really forgive. Because what happen, you don't know that throughout the year. I feel for me a compensate time. But we also not put fixed price. Making me feel like but some comrades they grumble.
Speaking to AYV, the Minister of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, Conrad Saki, reaffirmed that the government already provides funding for the printing of report cards through school subsidy allocations.
And these are the things that we pay for when we provide subsidies. Then I take a very dim view of these corrupt practices. And I am going to make it absolutely clear that if we have the reports and we have the evidence to show for the reports that we've got, we'll be decisive in our actions. And so my warning to teachers, don't get involved in these practices because you will suffer the consequences. But I want to give our young people the assurance that we'll protect them. We have a hotline that they can make a report to. It's 8060, 8060, 8060.
But what does this action mean for parents?
The law, it's fine for you, but not just for work. Because salon, the laws the way they make in a salon. Now you able to get full, now you go able to go to log work. But that one will get small connection. The law not the work to run. But if you work, parents will be glad for that.
As schools close for the academic year, the ministry says it will continue monitoring compliance with the directive to ensure that every child receives his or her report card without any unlawful charges. George Batilu Powell, AYV News, Freetown.
Sierra Leone has launched its first in-country master's program in field epidemiology aimed at strengthening the country's ability to detect, investigate, and respond to disease outbreaks. The program, developed following lessons from the 2014 Ebola outbreak, is expected to build a stronger public health workforce and improve preparedness for future health emergencies. Maria Matomi has more.
Sierra Leone Advanced FATP officially launched.
Years of battling Ebola, Lassa fever, COVID-19, and more recently Mpox have exposed gaps in Sierra Leone's disease surveillance and emergency response systems. Those experiences have now led to the launch of the country's first locally delivered master's program in field epidemiology, designed to train specialists who can detect outbreaks early, investigate their spread, and support rapid response efforts. Before the Ebola outbreak, Sierra Leone had fewer than 5 trained epidemiologists. More than 4,000 people died during the epidemic, including many health workers, according to Health Index. However, a new capacity building program has been initiated to reduce reliance on external expertise while building sustainable local capacity.
The College of Medicine is fully committed to the successful implementation of this program. We will provide academic leadership, faculty expertise, mentorship, and institutional support required to maintain high standards in teaching, field-based training, research, and assessment.
Regional partners have also welcomed the initiative, describing it as a significant investment in strengthening the country's public health workforce and emergency preparedness.
This program advances Sierra Leone's broader health security agenda and contributes directly to the implementation of the international health regulations, the One Health approach, and the country's long-term development aspirations through investment in human capital.
Delivering the keynote address, Health Minister Dr. Austin Demby recalled the devastating impact of the 2014 Ebola outbreak, when nearly 14,000 people were infected and about 4,000 died, including many healthcare professionals. He said effective surveillance remains the country's strongest defense against future outbreaks.
As a nation, if you have a system that has active surveillance that's ahead of the virus, that's able to detect this virus the moment it skips and gets into a community, that you're able to respond to it, that is the system we're creating. That is the field epidemiology program that's the backbone of what we're doing in this country's health security. And so what we did was find an institutional home that's focused exclusively and 100% of their effort looking at prevention, looking at preparedness, looking at the ability to respond with speed and accuracy, to detect outbreaks early and shut it down before we have the consequences of what we had in 2014, 2016.
The program marks a new chapter in Sierra Leone's public health system, with expectations that a new generation of locally trained epidemiologists will strengthen disease surveillance and improve the country's readiness for future health emergencies. Mariam Atomi, AYV News, Freetown.
Across Sierra Leone, more people are asking the same question. Why buy fuel anywhere else when Cornex gives you more? Professionally trained attendants who know servicemen. Cornex fuel. A litre is a litre every single time. And when it's time to pay, easy. Pay with mobile money, Visa or MasterCard, or the Cornex fuel card. Clean restrooms, welcoming spaces. Every station, every time. Clean fuel, clean spaces, clear value. That's why Sierra Leone fuels with Cornex. Cornex retail outlets. Always clean, always professional, always for you. Fuel smart. Visit any of our Cornex stations nationwide for your quality fuel and lubricants today.
The World Bank population estimates Freetown's 2026 population at 474,425. In 2025, the population of Freetown was 498,749. However, the Freetown City Council has intensified efforts to restore order and improve the city's appearance by removing unauthorized billboards, posters, banners, and signage erected across the municipality. Council says the exercise is in line with Statutory Instrument Number 4 of 2010 and the Freetown City Council Statutory Nuisance Bylaws 2010. Chief Administrator Raman Tom Farmer has called on individuals and businesses with unauthorized advertising structures to regularize their installations by obtaining the necessary permits, noting that revenue generated from permits is essential for delivering key municipal services. AYV's Issa Bangura reports.
Unauthorized billboards, banners, posters, and other advertising materials have become a common sight on major streets and public spaces across Freetown, contributing to visual clutter and in some cases posing safety concerns. To address the situation, the Freetown City Council has launched an enforcement operation to remove all unauthorized outdoor advertising structures throughout the city. Council officials say the exercise is intended to improve urban aesthetics, ensure public safety, and strengthen compliance with existing municipal regulations.
Yeah, you know, billboard is a mandate assigned to the Freetown City Council as a result of the passing of the Statutory Nuisance Bylaw 2010. So this operation is to ensure that we remove illegal billboards, because basically even when you've been given the permission by SLRA, if you don't come to Freetown City Council to ensure that you take the necessary permit, we have the authority and the mandate to ensure we remove the billboards.
Farmer urged companies, institutions, political organizations, and individuals with billboards or banners that have not been approved by the council to immediately contact the FCC Billboards and Banners Unit to obtain the required permits and comply with established guidelines. He stressed that permit fees collected from outdoor advertising constitutes an important source of revenue for the council.
This is a mandate of Freetown City Council. I mean, everywhere in the world, municipalities are in charge of billboards. We regulate those activities. So if you want to erect a billboard, or if you have a banner, but it is but fitting for you to abide by the rules, by the law. The bylaw is very clear. I mean, come to Freetown City Council. We can be able to regulate your affairs to ensure that we give you the necessary permits and determine what kind of billboards you are going to erect, you know, so that at the end of the day, I mean, we get the kind of the level of sanity that we want to see within the municipality of Freetown.
The council says the enforcement exercise will continue across Freetown and warned that unauthorized billboards, Banners and other advertising materials found in public spaces will be removed. It also encouraged all advertisers to comply with the city's regulations to promote cleaner, safer, and more orderly urban environment. Issa Bangura, AYV News, Freetown.
The Chinese embassy in Freetown has commemorated the 99th anniversary of the founding of the People's Liberation Army, bringing together senior government officials, members of the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, diplomats, and development partners. The event highlighted the long-standing military cooperation and broader bilateral ties between Sierra Leone and China. Eddie Conte has more.
The Chinese embassy in Freetown has marked the 99th anniversary of the founding of the People's Liberation Army with a reception celebrating nearly a century of the military service and China's growing international engagement. The event brought together senior government officials, military leaders, diplomats, and invited guests to reflect on the long-standing relationship between Sierra Leone and China, particularly in the areas of defense cooperation, development, and mutual support.
China formally commit to a divisive national defense policy and will continue to follow the path of peaceful development. The Chinese military is a steadfast force for the safeguarding world peace. It actively practices the vision of building a community with a shared future for mankind. Under the framework of the Global Development Initiative, the Global Security Initiative, the Global Civilization Initiative, and the Global Governance Initiative, China actively participates in global security governance and contributes to world peace and security.
The Chief of General Staff of the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces acknowledged the continued support provided by the People's Liberation Army over the years.
Since the establishment of diplomatic ties, the People's Liberation Army has consistently stood by Sierra Leone, offering support in diverse areas that have strengthened our institution and enhanced our national resilience, such as human capacity development.
Chinese ambassador to Sierra Leone says relations between the two countries continue to deepen, noting that cooperation has delivered tangible benefits to both countries.
This reception has two significance. One is to celebrate the 99th anniversary of the founding of the Chinese People's Liberation Army. Another is to commemorate the 50th of the China-Sierra Leone Partnership diplomatic relations. On this date, 55 years ago, that is July 29, 1991, China and Sierra Leone officially established diplomatic relations. Since then, exchanges and cooperation between our two countries have entered a period of rapid development, achieving numerous results that greatly benefit our peoples.
The reception concluded with renewed commitment from both countries to further deepen bilateral relations and enhance cooperation in support of peace, security, and sustainable development. Edima Conte, AYV News, Freetown.
Now, agriculture remains the backbone of Sierra Leone's economy, contributing about 31% of the country's gross domestic product and providing livelihoods for roughly 60% of the population. Women make up more than 60% of the rural agricultural workforce, yet many continue to face challenges accessing finance, land, and climate-resilient farming knowledge. At this month's Women's Economic Advancement and Literacy Training Hub meeting, nearly 200 women entrepreneurs received practical training aimed at building sustainable businesses and strengthening food security. Joseph Adumambu reports.
For many women in Sierra Leone, farming and small businesses are more than a source of income. They are the foundation of family survival. But as climate change and economic pressure continue to threaten livelihoods, the need for sustainable agricultural practices has become increasingly important. This month's Women's Economic Advancement and Literacy Training Hub brought together nearly 200 women to learn how they can build climate-resilient businesses while improving agricultural productivity. The training centered on sustainable agricultural practices and building a climate-resilient mindset within micro, small, and medium business owners.
So if we are teaching them how to grow their businesses, how to maintain sustainable business practices, then teaching them about agriculture is one of the things that can grow their businesses. We have many of these women who are vegetable sellers. So if you're learning how to save your money, if you're learning how to be disciplined in your business, then it is also very important for you at this point in time to learn how to grow your own vegetables instead of buying them out. So in line with all of the business and trade practices, we believe that agricultural practices also play a significant role in their lives.
Facilitators from the Ministry of Agriculture, Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency, along with other experts, coached participants on understanding changing farming seasons, adopting climate-smart agricultural practices, strengthening saving habits, and collaborating to expand their businesses. Commitment was also recognized, with Fatmata and Janet receiving awards for their consistency and active participation over the past 6 monthly meetings. They say the knowledge gained through the trainings and Super Iron Box initiative has transformed not only the way they save and manage their businesses, but also how they plan for the future.
Not only about the business, but they can't treat you back on the farming today. Because some of you don't get the idea about farming. They go pass to the market to go buy. But I can't learn CDC, not only for do the business, but for learn back the farm, where we say we will sustain ourselves. And I'm also I don't can learn, so I'll go put time to practice.
I learn because how for manage, for do business, how for strong for do business, to do double line. I would say we self-learn the people.
Another milestone was the progress announced under the Super Iron Box initiative, a community savings scheme established by Wealth Hub to encourage financial discipline among members. Founder Ailara Hamid revealed that the women's collective savings continue to grow, which will eventually support insurance and other financial protection mechanisms for members during the times of needs. The meeting ended on a practical note, as leaders of community groups received seedlings for distribution among their members, giving the women an opportunity to immediately apply the climate-smart farming techniques they had learned. For these women, the seedlings symbolized more than a new farming season. They represented growing resilience, stronger businesses, and renewed hope for a more secure future. Joseph Adumambu, AYV News, Freetown.
Now let's join our court reporter for updates within the judiciary.
Justice Santiki Sori Bangura of High Court in Koido City, Connaught District, has sentenced Amos A. Daniel to a total of 215 years in prison after finding him guilty of conspiracy, murder, and wounding with intent in connection with the rape and killing of a minor, Mercy Bangura. His mother, Teresa Konobani, has also been sentenced to 15 years imprisonment after being convicted of conspiracy. However, she was acquitted and discharged on the charge of murder. The two are standing trial on 3-count charges of conspiracy, murder, and wounding with intent following the death of the child on the 4th of March 2026 at number 9 Sandor Street, Koido City. According to the prosecution, Amos took the child into his room where she was later found unconscious after relatives and community members conducted an extensive search. The court had that Amos attempted to escape in the early morning hours, but was later intercepted by residents. The child was rushed to the hospital, where she was pronounced dead. Delivering its judgment, Justice Bangura stated that the prosecution presented 5 witnesses, including police investigators and medical experts. The court also admitted several exhibits, including crime scene photographies, laboratory reports, caution and charge statements, as well as post-mortem reports. The judge said Amos, in his caution statement, admitted that he killed the child by stuffing a towel into her mouth after sexually assaulting her, and confirmed that he locked her inside the room. Justice Bangura ruled that the confession, coupled with his guilty plea, established his responsibility after the offense. On the case involving Teresa Konomani, the court found that her action, including preventing residents from forcing entering the room and interfering with the child who identified Amos, supported the prosecution's claim that she conspired with her son. However, the judge ruled that there was sufficient evidence linking her directly to the murder and subsequently acquitted her on that charge. During mitigation, defense counsel Alpha Usman Kamara appealed to the court to temper justice with mercy, arguing that both convicts were first-time offenders and deserve leniency. In sentencing, Justice Bangura described Amos' action as preposterous, stating that he deprived the child's parents and Sierra Leone of a life that could have contributed meaningfully to national development. The court imposed a 15-year sentence on both convicts for conspiracy. Amos A. Daniel was further sentenced to 120 years for murder and 80 years for wounding with intent, bringing his total sentence to 215 years imprisonment. The case ends.
This is Primetime News on AYV TV and radio. Stay tuned for more stories after the break.
Do you know you can transfer money, buy airtime, and pay all your utility bills in just a minute? You can have access to your account anytime, anywhere. Welcome to the world of fast and easy. GT Wall. With the GT Wall, you can transfer money from one GT Co account to another, pay utility bills, get account statements, get airtime, and check your balance. With GT Wall, you can buy Etsa anytime, anywhere. You can go to App Store or Play Store on your iPhone and Android devices, download the app, and enjoy. GT Co. Wouldn't you rather bank with us?
Welcome back. I am Hani Yangsin and this is AYV's Primetime News. Let's take more stories. For the first time in Sierra Leone's history, all 190 paramount chiefs have gathered under one roof in Bo City to redefine the place of traditional leaders in national security and governance. President Julius Maada Bio joined key government officials, local councils, and security stakeholders at the National Council of Paramount Chiefs Conference in Bo. George Philip Jambawai reports.
Before Sierra Leone's independence, paramount chiefs served as custodians of customary law, culture, and communal harmony, resolving disputes, protecting land, and preserving community identity. Today, all 190 paramount chiefs have gathered in Bo City for the inaugural National Council of Paramount Chiefs Conference under the theme Strengthening Chieftaincy for National Security and Governance.
From the Protectorate era to post-war Sierra Leone, paramount chiefs have remained to be the closest governance institutions to the people. Today's conference is not only talking about their traditional relevance, but it captures their role in today's security, and adjacent governance issues in the country.
We body where this made up of cells. What did they happen at the cellular level? Now the most important thing, we as a society, Sierra Leone, the chiefdom there, now it make we as Sierra Leone. It's an amalgamation of so many chiefdoms and Freetown, Western area. So we need for zoom in on the administration at that level. If we can administer Sierra Leone or the chiefdoms there effectively, leadership at the national level is a done deal.
Communities across Sierra Leone continue to grapple with land dispute, illegal mining, youth unemployment, drug abuse, and boundary conflict, issues that often reach the offices of paramount chiefs before any other authority. With Sierra Leone's recovery from the 11-year civil war rooted in community peace building, government believes strengthening traditional leadership is essential to sustaining national stability.
Bringing 190 paramount chiefs together under one roof sends a clear message that safeguarding the country's peace is not only the responsibility of government or the state, but a shared responsibility between the state and the paramount chief, who represents the oldest leadership institution in the country.
The paramount chief, if we work together, Okuti will go right at this country. If we work together, peace within this country. If we work together, we're not going to get Timmy line, we're not going to get Mendy line. We're going to get Nasrelu line, the His Excellency talk about.
Conference is expected to produce practical recommendations to strengthen collaboration among national authorities, local councils, and state institutions to enhance governance, peace, and national security. George Philip Jambawai, AWV News, Bo.
Now, the United Nations Capital Development Banking 2026 states that Sierra Leone access to finance records $13.6 million amidst efforts to boost loans for agriculture and small businesses, according to the United Nations Capital Development Banking 2026. Hence, the Sierra Leone Student Loan Scheme has concluded a validation workshop for its 2025 to 2030 strategic plan at the Ministry of Finance. The workshop brought together key stakeholders to review the draft strategic plan and share their observations. While the initiative is designed to support postgraduate students, it does not extend to undergraduates, who, according to the stakeholders, are often more vulnerable to financial constraints. My colleague, Mari Esther Samura, has the details.
The workshop validated a 5-year plan aiming at removing financial barriers, improve accountability, and expand opportunities for deserving postgraduate students. It featured the presentation of the draft strategic plan 2026 to 2030. The validated 2025-2030 strategic plan set out 5 key pillars for the loan scheme: expanding access to tertiary education, reducing the financial burden, and strengthening institutional capacity and partnerships. The Minister of Higher and Technical Education affirms the student loan scheme will play a critical role in widening access to higher education and ensuring that financial constraints do not prevent qualified Sierra Leonean students from achieving their academic goals.
Many parents and guardians have to navigate difficult financial decisions, often balancing the cost of education with other essential household needs. As a result, a number of qualified young people are unable to pursue university or technical education, not due to lack of ability or ambition, but because of financial constraints. And that should not be the case. And effectively, these 2 financing mechanisms will expand opportunities for deserving students while strengthening the long-term sustainability of higher education financing.
Plenary discussion, stakeholder feedback, and presentation of group recommendations took place before the validation and adoption of key recommendations to guide the plan's implementation. Representatives of undergraduate students have expressed dissatisfaction, emphasizing that the majority of students in need are at the undergraduate level.
The student loan scheme at the moment is not catering for undergraduate students and those in technical and vocational institutions. And I tell you, the most vulnerable students amongst us are those in undergraduate program. And the minister in her word stated that every Sierra Leonean should access education regardless of your socio-economic background. If that is so, nobody should be limited in their ability to be educated because of their limited financial resources. So now this is the concern. We have just completed our second semester exam at Fude College, and a number of undergraduate students were given out of the examination hall because they failed to pay fees. So why is the loan scheme not catering for undergraduate students?
The minister reaffirmed that the government remains committed to supporting student loan scheme to deliver on its mandate and to contribute to national development through an educated and skilled force. By 2030, 10,000 students are expected to benefit from this scheme. Mariesta Samura, AYV News, Freetown.
The Sierra Leone Bar Association is recognized as one of the oldest professional legal associations in sub-Saharan Africa, far more than decades. As part of the association's constitutional requirement for an outgoing president to account for her stewardship before leaving office, President Tuma Adama Gento Camara has engaged members in a town hall meeting to reflect on her administration's achievements and discuss the future of the legal profession ahead of the annual general meeting. Our reporter, Christo Shark-Williams, has more.
Ahead of the Sierra Leone Bar Association's annual general meeting, members gathered for the Executive Town Hall, an important accountability platform that allows the outgoing leadership to present its stewardship report and engage members on its performance before the end of its tenure. The engagement also forms part of activities leading to the association's AGM, where members will deliberate on key issues affecting the legal profession and the future of the bar.
And almost the end of the judicial year. We're going into vacation in about 2 days, and we know how busy it can be for colleagues at the bar at this time of the year. But with even such a busy schedule, you still manage to pull it off.
Reflecting on the work of our administration, Bar Association President Tuma Adama Gento Camara highlighted several milestones, including progress towards establishing a pension scheme for lawyers, efforts to secure a permanent home for the association, and the development of an official Bar Association website, which is expected to be launched at the AGM. She said these initiatives are intended to strengthen the institution and improve welfare of members.
We've been renting from one place to another. So what we thought, my executive and I, when we were running in 2024, is that the SLBA needs a permanent home. And unanimously, we acquired the land. And we have a fully registered land, conveyance in our possession. The pension scheme is for private legal practitioners. Some would say, but some lawyers had already signed up. Some did when they were in employment. And when you're in employment, even though you're a lawyer, you're entitled to it.
The president acknowledged that while progress has been made, more work remains to be done. She outlined areas that required sustained attention.
Spoken about trainings, which is the CLE. The CLE is one that is a continuous legal education. It's part of the plan for young lawyers especially.
The interactive session gave members the opportunity to seek clarification on the executive stewardship, raise concerns, and make recommendations ahead of deliberations at the annual general meeting. The AGM is expected to consider reports from the outgoing executive, deliberate on matters affecting the legal profession, and chart the way forward for the Sierra Leone Bar Association. Some members of the public are worried and anticipate that violence does not raise its ugly face on this coming Saturday, slated for voting. Christopher Williams, AYV News.
Now in sports, Marie Esther Samura is all set in the studio. Good evening, Marie.
Greetings. Our first sports update tonight, Hannah, we focus our attention to the Sierra Leone Football Association, where the Sierra Leone Football Association President Babadi Kamara has inspected the ongoing construction of a more than 435-seater pavilion at the SLFA Academy in Kintom. Well, a project valued at over 250,000 United States dollars is personally funded and donated by President Kamara. Launched a few months ago, substantial progress has already been made, where the development includes an electronic scoreboard is designed to enhance the Academy's capacity to host football matches, training sessions, and as well as development activities, among other uses. President Kamara stated that the initiative demonstrates his commitment to improving football infrastructural development in Sierra Leone. Well, away from that, we also focus our attention to the ongoing Commonwealth Games, where Sierra Leone cycling duo Ibrahim S. Jallo and Mustafa Koma have today, Wednesday and Thursday, commenced trainings at the Sir Chris Centre in Glasgow, Scotland. Well, they arrived in Glasgow on Monday night from the United Arab Emirates and immediately went through the accreditation process and later their bike inspection on Tuesday before securing their training schedule. Well, Jallo and Koma, both based in Dubai, are in high hopes to fly the country's flag in Scotland. Both of them will compete in the men's 400-meter individual pursuit and the men's sprint. And on the international stage, UEFA, in a statement, has noted its national associations will not participate in the FIFA competitions. UEFA and its 55 member associations stand as one as they unanimously reject FIFA's proposal to transfer ownership interest in the World Cup and other FIFA competitions to private investors. Well, they released further that the World Cup cannot be treated as an investment product. It is one of football's greatest sporting legacies, and as such, it has been built over the generations by players, national teams, and supporters across every continent, the release stated. Well, that's all we have time for in this edition of Sport Update. I am Maria Samora. Over to you, Hannah Yangsin.
Thank you so much, Esther, for that sports update. And we wish Jallo and Koma the very best as they represent Sierra Leone International.
Yeah, in the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah, but that's all for Primetime News tonight. For more stories, visit our website at www.ayvnews.com. If you have any comments on the news, please send us an email to info@ayvnews.com. I am Hannah Yangsin. Many thanks for watching and listening. Good night.